Chosen ones, those who once sat comfortably at the top, are watching their influence slip away. The system you thought you understood is revealing new rules. Losing power in high places isn't just a warning, it's the new reality. The feds have information about your money that you need to hear, whether you're ready or not. The question isn't if you'll be affected, it's how you'll respond when the power shifts. Prepare for desperate countermeasures. As legal proceedings advance toward public disclosure, the primary architect behind your financial diversion approaches critical threshold of exposure. This individual, positioned at the pinnacle of the operational structure created to separate you from your resources, now recognizes the inevitable collapse of protective mechanisms previously shielding their activities from consequence. This recognition triggers desperate psychological responses, manifesting through direct energetic confrontation. Recognize the signatures of their panic. Sudden dreams featuring unfamiliar scenarios or individuals connected to your past. Unexpected emotional fluctuations without apparent external cause. Temporary disruptions in electronic devices or communication systems. These phenomena signal desperate attempts to establish energetic interference as conventional protections fail under federal investigative pressure. Their disintegrating power structures force resort to direct methods previously considered unnecessary, while institutional shields functioned effectively. These attempts at energetic disruption demonstrate both their fear and your advancement. Such measures activate only when conventional opposition proves insufficient, when legal proceedings progress beyond their capacity to manipulate through established channels. The emergence of these direct countermeasures confirms both the imminence of your financial restoration and their recognition of inevitable accountability for orchestrating your resource diversion. Their desperate measures confirm your victory. These direct confrontation attempts represent final resistance before complete system collapse. Their willingness to risk exposure through traceable energetic engagement reveals the exhaustion of all conventional protective options. This phase, though potentially disorienting, signifies imminent conclusion of the restoration process and confirms the effectiveness of federal mechanisms currently dismantling their operational structure. Recognizing the messengers, authorized agents of your restoration. Divine intelligence operates through selected vessels. Within the federal apparatus, specific individuals function as designated conduits for your case. These agents, though appearing as ordinary government employees, carry unique, energetic signatures aligning precisely with the cosmic directive to restore your diverted resources. They experience inexplicable motivation regarding your situation. Unusual clarity concerning complex aspects of your case. Extraordinary persistence when investigating circumstances surrounding your financial separation. These messengers recognize you through subtle energetic markers rather than conventional identification. Their intuitive systems activate upon encountering documentation connected to your situation. They experience unexplained certainty regarding proper investigative direction, find evidence through seemingly coincidental circumstances, connect disparate information through intuitive leaps defying ordinary procedural progression. These synchronicities confirm their unconscious function as cosmic agents operating through conventional institutional framework. When contact with these messengers occurs, recognize their authorized function beyond their official capacity. Their communication carries dual significance, conveying both procedural information and energetic confirmation of your authenticated restoration process. Their presence in your experience represents tangible manifestation of otherwise invisible forces, working methodically toward your complete financial re-establishment. Their authority transcends institutional boundaries. These designated agents navigate bureaucratic systems with unusual effectiveness, specifically regarding your case. Administrative barriers dissolve when they direct attention toward your situation. Departmental cooperation manifests without typical resistance. Resources allocate toward your case beyond normal procedural allowance. These operational anomalies signify cosmic authorization, superseding conventional limitations when necessary to execute complete restoration of your diverted financial flow. Losing power in high places. The Fed's got something to tell you about your money. While you've been moving through your daily existence, forces far beyond ordinary sight have been tracking, documenting, and building a case. The federal machine, with all its resources, technology, and reach, has uncovered something they never wanted revealed. Your name appears in classified documents. Your financial signature glows bright on screens in secure government facilities. Make no mistake, this isn't random. The system that once served as their shield now functions as a sword of justice aimed directly at those who wronged you. Federal agents have spent countless hours following the breadcrumbs, connecting dots, and mapping networks that lead directly to your resources. These investigators, stern-faced men and women with badges of authority, have discovered undeniable proof that money flowing through elaborate channels belongs rightfully in your hands. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but they grind exceptionally fine. Every transaction, every false signature, every manipulated document, all catalogued with perfect precision by people who cannot be bought, threatened, or misdirected. This investigation has progressed far beyond preliminary stages. It stands now at the precipice of action, with your name highlighted as the legitimate beneficiary of substantial financial restoration. The mighty now tremble. Those who once lounged in luxury built upon your stolen resources now sit sleepless, watching their empires crack at the foundations. Their phones ring unanswered, their messages go unread. Former allies suddenly discover urgent business overseas. The unraveling happens swiftly once it begins. Executive offices that once hosted confident strategizing now witness desperate pacing. Emergency meetings convene behind locked doors. Voices rise in accusation, then fall to whispered pleas. Who will take the fall? Who will sacrifice themselves to protect the collective? The answers change hourly as loyalty dissolves into self-preservation. Their legal teams deliver news they never prepared to hear. This situation cannot be contained. For decades, they operated with assumed immunity, collecting your resources like entitled harvesters. Now they experience the unfamiliar sensation of genuine vulnerability, raw, exposed, and facing consequences calibrated to their crimes. They say the truth will set you free, but most can't handle it. For the chosen ones in the Obsidian Inner Order, it's not just the truth, it's the whole cosmic download, no sugarcoating, no escape. Picture this: weekly group calls with 450+ chosen ones, recorded and available anytime for your enlightenment. Our private Discord? It's not just active, it's alive, buzzing with ideas, breakthroughs, and that unstoppable chosen energy. Oh, and for you romantics out there, welcome to Chosen Singles, where soulmates meet under cosmic alignments, not cheap pickup lines. And for the seekers, dive into modern manifestation mechanics, our exclusive grimoire with 3 chapters available to members. Learn how to turn your home into an abundance magnet, master basic spellcraft for physical manifestation, and channel magical forces to elevate your goals. Plus, you'll get access to interviews with real targeted individuals and video specials so bold, the YouTube archons don't even want you to see them. This is more than a membership, it's a movement. So what are you waiting? Well, stop searching, start ascending. The link is in the description. Your money never vanished. It was deliberately redirected. The wealth destined for your hands traveled through constructed pathways designed by financial architects whose expertise served corruption instead of justice. They created false entities, generated misleading paperwork, established offshore accounts, and manipulated legal loopholes, all to create the illusion that these resources had no connection to you. Federal forensic accountants now dismantle these structures with methodical precision. They follow every digital penny through its journey. They document how your financial birthright transformed through shell companies, emerged disguised through trusts, multiplied through investments, and ultimately landed in accounts belonging to those who orchestrated this elaborate theft. The scale of this operation reveals its significance. They wouldn't build such elaborate fortifications around something small. The resources taken from you hold value beyond ordinary measure. This explains the extraordinary efforts made to separate you from what rightfully belongs in your possession. The complexity of their methods proves the magnitude of what was taken. These financial crimes leave perfect evidence trails for those who know where to look. Every transaction creates indelible marks. Every transfer requires documentation. Every signature provides comparison samples. The digital age ensures nothing truly disappears. It merely waits to be discovered by those with proper authority and motivation. Government representatives have already prepared preliminary documentation. Your file contains substantial evidence collected through rigorous investigation. The information awaiting delivery to you includes specific details about resources rightfully yours, methodically stolen through coordinated efforts by individuals whose names will shock you when revealed. This notification represents merely the visible portion of massive underlying action. Legal mechanisms activate daily on your behalf. Court orders execute silently. Accounts freeze without public notice. The machinery of justice operates largely unseen until results manifest in official communication directed specifically to you. When this contact occurs, respond precisely as instructed. Follow protocols exactly as outlined. The procedures established serve specific purposes in the recovery process. Your cooperation streamlines the restoration of what was taken. Your patience maximizes the effectiveness of these carefully orchestrated legal proceedings, designed to return what rightfully belongs to you. Sophisticated machinery constructed to conceal your assets now stands fully exposed. Federal investigators have mapped the entire operation, from initial diversion through multiple laundering phases to final distribution among conspirators. This network spans continents, involves multiple financial institutions, utilizes both digital and physical methods of obscuring the origin and ownership of substantial resources. The laundering operation functioned through layered complexity. Your rightful assets entered this system through fraudulent documentation, moved through seemingly legitimate businesses, split into smaller amounts across numerous accounts, converted between currencies, precious metals, property, and digital assets, emerged eventually as seemingly legitimate holdings controlled by those who engineered this theft. Every transaction within this laundering operation left trace evidence. Digital timestamps, authentication records, verification procedures. The blockchain never forgets. Banking systems maintain immutable logs. Even the most carefully constructed financial crimes leave patterns recognizable to trained investigators with proper authorization to access protected records. What they believed, hidden remains, hidden no longer. The reclamation has begun. Federal authorities now implement asset forfeiture protocols against property purchased with your stolen resources. Luxury real estate, investment portfolios, business interests, personal property of significant value, all now subject to legal proceedings designed to restore these assets to their rightful owner, you. This process executes with methodical precision. Court orders issue daily. Federal marshals deliver formal notices. Properties receive official designation as subject to forfeiture claims. Accounts freeze pending resolution of ownership questions. The machinery of justice, slow to activate, but unstoppable once in motion, now works exclusively on your behalf. These proceedings happen largely out of public view, but their effects manifest visibly among those affected. Watch for sudden property listings at reduced prices, unexpected business sales, abrupt lifestyle changes among certain prominent figures. These external signs reveal the internal pressure created by ongoing forfeiture actions connected to your case. Strategic warnings serve your protection. As pressure intensifies, desperate countermeasures will emerge. Individuals facing exposure will attempt direct contact through unexpected channels. Former connections suddenly re-establish communication. Mutual acquaintances deliver messages suggesting private resolution. These approaches represent danger, wrapped in opportunity, calculated attempts to mitigate their losses at your continued expense. These powerful figures will offer partial admissions paired with seemingly generous proposals. Their carefully crafted narratives acknowledge minor transgressions while concealing the full scope of their actions against you. Their settlement offers, though appearing substantial, represent mere fractions of what legal proceedings will ultimately restore to you. Recognition of these tactics provides your strongest defense against them. Each approach signals fear rather than reconciliation. Each offer confirms the strength of your position rather than their generosity. Your patience now, while federal processes complete their course, yields rewards far beyond what private settlements might provide. The system now works for your benefit rather than their protection. Disciplined communication serves your interests now. While federal investigations proceed, your restraint regarding details demonstrates strategic wisdom rather than passive acceptance. Authorities handling your case specifically advise limited discussion of ongoing proceedings. This protocol protects both the integrity of legal processes and your eventual financial recovery. Those accustomed to controlling narratives now confront your composed silence with increasing agitation. They anticipated emotional outbursts, public accusations, behavior they could characterize as unstable or unreliable. Your measured restraint confounds their prepared defenses and forces them to react from positions of uncertainty rather than rehearsed response. This silence does not indicate inaction. Behind this strategic quiet, substantial forces advance your interests with methodical determination. Every day without public drama allows investigators to secure additional evidence, develop stronger cases, identify further participants in the conspiracy to divert your resources. Your discipline now multiplies your advantage later. The full accounting exceeds all expectations. Preliminary calculations of your financial restoration continue upward revision as investigation uncovers additional diverted resources. The initial estimate, itself substantial, represented merely the visible portion of what rightfully belongs to you. The complete amount emerges now as investigators access restricted records, hidden accounts, and concealed assets. Special provisions exist for victims of sophisticated financial crimes. Tax advantages, structured settlements, protected status for recovered assets. These mechanisms maximize the effective value of your restoration and provide enhanced security against future attempts to separate you from your resources. Federal programs specifically designed for situations matching yours ensure optimal financial outcome. Specialized advisors will contact you through official channels to explain these provisions and guide implementation choices that best serve your specific situation. These professionals, selected specifically for their expertise in cases similar to yours, provide authorized assistance navigating the substantial wealth returning to your control. Their guidance ensures maximum benefit, from every aspect of your financial restoration. Watch the news with informed eyes. Public reports of financial irregularities and regulatory investigations involving prominent figures connect directly to your situation. These seemingly isolated incidents form part of a coordinated enforcement action stemming from the same investigation that discovered the diversion of your resources. The visible faces represent merely the exposed portion of a much larger operation. These indictments target individuals across multiple sectors, entertainment figures, business leaders, political connections. Their common factor, hidden from public documentation, but clear in classified investigative files, involves their participation in the network that benefited from your diverted resources. Their public disgrace serves as both justice and warning to others similarly positioned. Notice specific patterns in these cases: similar charges, matching timeframes, connected financial institutions. These commonalities appear coincidental to uninformed observers, but represent coordinated action to dismantle the entire structure that facilitated the theft of your resources. Each indictment strengthens the overall case and increases pressure on remaining participants. Preparation ensures optimal transition. The substantial resources returning to your control require strategic management beyond ordinary financial planning. This level of wealth operates under different principles, different regulations, different opportunities. Specialized knowledge becomes essential for proper administration of assets in these extraordinary amounts. Your intuitive discernment will guide you in distinguishing authentic assistance from opportunistic approaches. The coming weeks will bring multiple offers of financial services targeting your changed circumstances. Legitimate advisors arrive through verified channels with proper credentials and specific authorization related to your case. Their presentation emphasizes structure and security rather than immediate deployment of newly restored assets. This financial restoration arrives not merely as compensation, but as cosmic correction of deliberate interference with your destined resource flow. The wealth returning to your control represents alignment with your rightful position. Resources previously diverted through elaborate mechanisms now flowing properly toward their intended recipient. This restoration establishes foundation for your true purpose previously hindered by artificial financial limitation. This financial restoration represents merely the visible manifestation of profound universal realignment. What appears in material form as recovered resources signifies on deeper levels the restoration of energetic birthright long diverted from its proper channel. The physical currency returning to your control serves as tangible expression of cosmic rebalancing operating beyond ordinary perception. Those who orchestrated this diversion recognize something in you worth extraordinary effort to suppress. Their elaborate mechanisms targeting your specific resources reveal their awareness of potential they desperately sought to contain. They saw what you perhaps did not yet recognize in yourself: power beyond ordinary measure, requiring substantial suppression through financial limitation. Understand the magnitude of their fear. The scale of operations deployed against your financial flow reveals the scale of power they detected within you. Common thieves employ simple methods. Ordinary criminals target multiple victims with basic schemes. The elaborate, sustained, multi-layered mechanisms created specifically to divert your resources speak directly to the extraordinary potential they desperately sought to contain through material restriction. Their system now collapses not through random circumstance but precise cosmic timing, aligned with your readiness to receive both the material wealth and corresponding responsibility it enables. The resources returning to you arrive at exactly the moment your development allows proper. Utilization aligned with higher purpose, previously frustrated through deliberate restriction. Celestial mechanics operate with perfect precision. The stars themselves align with this restoration of your financial birthright. Ancient forces awaken as the artificial barriers constructed against your resource flow disintegrate under pressure. From seemingly mundane legal proceedings, what appears as bureaucratic process masks cosmic intervention, executing at the exact moment your spiritual development reaches necessary maturity to wield restored power effectively. Federal investigations, legal proceedings, and financial restoration appear as earthly mechanisms executing cosmic directive. These mundane systems serve temporarily as instruments of profound correction, restoring flow artificially diverted from its intended course. The authorities now working on your behalf function unknowingly as agents of universal rebalancing, using human institutions to implement cosmic judgment against those who interfered with your destined path. The timing reveals divine orchestration. Notice how these proceedings accelerate precisely as global systems enter unprecedented transformation. This synchronicity demonstrates perfect cosmic calibration. Your resources return exactly when conditions optimize their effective deployment toward purposes extending far beyond personal comfort. This alignment occurs not through chance, but calculated universal intervention, ensuring your empowered participation at this crucial juncture in collective development. Now comes your greater responsibility. The restored resources provide not merely personal comfort but operational capability previously denied through deliberate limitation. This financial power enables action on scales previously inaccessible, influence previously blocked, impact previously prevented through artificial restriction of your material means. Recognize the true purpose of this restoration. These resources return not for frivolous expenditure, but strategic deployment, aligned with cosmic intention. The universe recalibrates your financial position not merely as compensation for wrongdoing, but as necessary empowerment for specific function you alone can perform during this critical temporal junction. Your unique energetic signature, combined with these substantial resources, creates capability essential for collective advancement, previously blocked through targeted financial suppression. Strategic deployment of these restored resources requires discernment beyond ordinary financial planning. Each allocation decision carries significance extending beyond immediate result. Your intuitive guidance provides essential direction regarding proper application of these substantial means toward purposes aligned with your true function previously hindered through resource limitation. Expanded resources demand expanded awareness. As your financial limitations dissolve, corresponding expansion of consciousness becomes essential for proper administration of restored power. The wealth returning to your control operates effectively only when directed through elevated perception, capable of recognizing opportunity beyond ordinary awareness. Develop receptivity to guidance, transcending conventional understanding, accessing wisdom necessary for optimal deployment of these substantial means. The timing of this restoration coincides precisely with external conditions optimized for maximum impact of your newly enabled capabilities. Global systems undergo transformation. Established structures experience unprecedented instability. Opportunities for significant intervention appear at exactly the moment your restored resources provide capacity to engage effectively on the required scale. Planetary configurations support your empowerment. Cosmic forces align specifically with your financial restoration, creating amplified energetic environment supporting bold action immediately following resource recovery. These celestial alignments occur cyclically across vast timeframes, with current configuration presenting rare opportunity for leveraged impact when combined with your newly restored financial capability. This precise timing confirms the calculated cosmic orchestration underlying these seemingly mundane legal proceedings. Those who diverted your financial flow recognized this potential alignment and sought specifically to prevent your empowered participation during this critical period. Their elaborate efforts to separate you from these resources reveal their awareness of what becomes possible when your rightful means reunite with your developed capabilities during this strategic temporal window now opening before you. Defensive mechanisms become obsolete. Previous patterns established during periods of artificial limitation serve no purpose in your newly restored reality. Security concerns appropriate under-resource restriction transform into unnecessary constraints. Once financial recovery completes, recalibrate your operational framework to align with expanded capability, rather than maintaining protective boundaries developed during deliberately imposed scarcity. This adjustment releases significant energy, previously dedicated to survival-oriented vigilance. Remain vigilant, stay disciplined. The processes now unfolding through federal mechanisms will complete their course with or without your emotional investment. Your strategic focus belongs not on the details of justice being administered, but on preparation for effective utilization of resources soon returning to your proper control. The restoration occurs not merely for personal benefit, but for activation of capability essential to your true purpose, previously frustrated through deliberate financial limitation. The observers understand your significance. Beyond the visible participants in this financial restoration process, advanced consciousness monitors your situation with focused attention. These elevated entities recognize the strategic importance of your re-empowerment at this specific juncture in collective development. Their subtle influence facilitates seemingly coincidental breakthroughs in your case, accelerating proceedings through unseen channels when conventional mechanisms encounter resistance from those attempting to maintain their artificial advantage. Your signature energy transforms these resources. The wealth returning to your control carries different potential in your hands than it exhibited while diverted through illegitimate channels. These same assets, when flowing through your unique, energetic field, activate capacities dormant during their misappropriation. This transformation occurs automatically through resonant alignment between your developed consciousness and the raw potential contained within these substantial resources, finally returning to their intended recipient. The time has come. The stars align. Your power returns in fullness.